know what time it is? All together? Let's jump on some birds.
Final Fantasy VI is considered one of the best Final Fantasy games in the franchise. Over the years, fans have created ROM hacks, including Final Fantasy XVI Edition, Return of the Dark Sorcerer, and many more. One ROM hack in particular that has caught the attention of some Final Fantasy VI fans for years is Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. What makes this game unique is that it maintains the bones and structure of the original while adding small and unique touches that gives the game a feeling of freshness. This game is a randomizer which allows the player to change various things in the game in an a la carte style. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at what Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos is, what changes can be randomized, and how to create your own Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos seed. So without further ado, let's get into it. To start, what is Beyond Chaos? Beyond Chaos is a randomizer for Final Fantasy VI where you can randomize a lot of various elements in the game, including the color palette of the characters, the monsters, the world of ruin, as well as the spell animations. Another thing that can be randomized is the monsters in the game. They can be from various video game franchises like Donkey Kong Country, Mario RPG, and many more.
That is Donkey Kong with a dirk load. Oh, nice, condemned, dude. Hopefully I can get all my dice out before that happens. We might actually use W Phoenix here if Leon goes down before all these things die. We're stopping the timer at least while we're in a menu, but... Oh no, jumping donkey!
This flag is called Remonstrate. It's not just the monsters that can be randomized, but the characters you can play as can be randomized as well. If you choose to turn on this flag, which a flag is what is referred to as the option you choose to activate or not. You can play as various characters from different franchises like other Final Fantasy games, anime characters, non-role-playing game characters like Mario and Bowser, and even inanimate objects like a chair, a 3-ton weight, or a fire. You can also have a chance to be animals like a dog, fish, or even Ultros himself. The possibilities are endless. There are flags that you can turn on that can prevent you from getting certain type of characters that you don't want to have. If you're a person who has an attention to detail, there are smaller details that you can randomize in this game. Like the poem that Cyan's character recites at Mount Zozo. You can also randomize the clock at Zozo. Another feature that can be randomized is what commands your characters can use. It can be anything that's in the game, including abilities enemies can do to you, including Fallen One and yes, even Goner. You can choose to activate a flag that creates combo spells and abilities. That means you can do some crazy combo spells like El Nino and Goner, Remedy and Womp, and even Life and Plasma. The possibilities are endless. You can also get abilities that repeat. Usually they have the letter W indicating that it's a random number of times, whereas other abilities it will have the letter R meaning random, which is usually designated for a category like Death, meaning random death spells, Fire, random fire spells, and All, meaning any spell or ability that targets everyone. You don't want to get this one, it's bad. One flag in particular I like having on is a flag called Johnny A. Chaotic or Johnny D. Mad. Basically, these flags change the music you hear at certain times in the game. Achaotic means the music will be more likely not match the scene you are in. You might hear happy music while Kefka is destroying the world, or sad music when there's a happy scene. Whereas D-Mad, that flag means that the music that is playing will be appropriate for that scene. You will get music from various video games regardless of which, including from other Final Fantasy games, Mario, even Live Alive, and many others. As I mentioned, the structure of the game is maintained and is kept intact. But over time, with other updates, they have added some new features to the game to keep it interesting. One thing that was added was a new flag called Mime Time, where you have to find the Mimic or the Go-Go character. You have to go out into the world of Ruin and search for a clone of a character in the game. For example, if you have Frog from Chrono Trigger as a character, you might have to find a clone of Frog in the world. To find out who this character is, you must bring that character to the clone, and they will do a dance sequence to reveal themselves to be somebody else that you acquire. But that's only if you choose to activate this flag. The next fun feature they added was the inclusion of adding the option of finding Doomgaze automatically rather than searching high and low for it. The next new feature that was added was after you acquire the airship in the World of Balance, there will be a woman on the airship. Her role is that she can rename any character you want. In the most recent update, they added a new flag that allows you to go into the Tower of Fanatics and not be restricted by only using magic. This is a big time change for those who hate the Tower of Fanatics. However, they added a flag that makes it even more chaotic. I'm not sure what that means, but being that in Beyond Chaos, the tower has the ability where it changes what floor you are on after you go through a door. So I think this flag makes things even crazier. Speaking of crazy, this next flag also randomizes Kefka's tower. You might be wondering, what does that even mean? It basically means that the tower in Kefka's tower, much like the Tower of Fanatics, randomizes where you go when you enter a door, and ultimately turns it into a maze. You can go into a door and end up in South Figaro, or even in Omaro's cave. This next feature in Beyond Chaos I feel is a drawback, but it helps evening out the difficulty of this game. I mean, let's face it, as fun as this game is, it is quite easy. So what they did was they upped the ante and made the Moogle Charm essentially not perfect. It does reduce the chance of a random battle, but it does not stop them entirely. Lastly, let's talk about how you set up your Beyond Chaos seed. I will provide a link in the description of where you can download the Beyond Chaos randomizer software. When you finally have it installed, first things you do is grab a Final Fantasy VI SNES ROM. The ROM has to be 1.0 or higher for it to work. Once you have the software open, you will see this screen. You can see the different categories on the bottom, like flags, battle, characters, and game breaking. They explain what they are and what they mean, so it's easy to understand. You can pick whatever you want. For future reference, you can save those settings so you don't have to go back and try to remember which ones you picked. There's different game modes. There's normal for when you want to play the vanilla game. There's races and various other settings depending on what you want to do. There's even a number for how many seeds you want to make at once. I usually do 2 at a time. So after you pick everything, you hit generate and wait about a minute and your games will be ready to play. So there you have it. This is only the tip of the iceberg of what Beyond Chaos has to offer you. I didn't want to cover all the flags and features in Beyond Chaos. I didn't want to spoil anything for those who want to try it. I highly recommend any fan of Final Fantasy VI to try this at least once. Before I go, I want to thank 2 YouTubers who also play Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. Chay Plays, and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Two-Tone Tony. His playthroughs of Beyond Chaos are highly entertaining, and he comes up with fun and creative ways to get a new experience out of this game every time he plays, so that it's never the same playthrough. I highly recommend checking out these 2 guys and see how they play, and you can see for yourself of what the game is like. Thank you all for watching. Are you going to play Beyond Chaos? Have you played it before? Let me know what flags and features you're excited about in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at BlackOmen10 and catch me on Twitch a couple of times a week when I'm there at twitch.tv/Chris Reed. And I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.
Thank you for watching as always, and goodbye for now.
Until then, I will see y'all next time. Peace.